on the suit. Drink water. Don't drink and drive.
Game over!
Take it light. Okay.
Now you're more fluent.
Mackinac, he's got three!
Up, Bears.
So this is really good right here. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of First Impression Sports Talk. I'm your host, Jasmine Pollock, and today I'm going to be getting into Team USA almost having a scary upset against South Sudan in the Olympic exhibition game. So let's get into it. So just to clarify, I have a show called Jazz on Sports now. The whole brand is now Jazz on Sports. You can check out my YouTube, which is Jazz on Sports. And I'll be doing a show at 12 today on my own platform about all things sports, Brandon Ayuk, the women's all-star game, also more on the USA men's basketball team as well in Sudan, and Bronny James picking it up his last two games of his summer league season. So let's get into this game. So everyone was anticipating this. This is a young Sudan team that was up and coming. This is their first time being in this moment. And they have a lot of athletes that I felt was like, okay, they're going to match up pretty well with the USA team. And sure enough, they did. They were leading most of the game. In the first half of the game, they were definitely knocking down shots. And really, they were just lighting it up from three and getting rebounds. They were doing a lot of good things on the court. And it put the Team USA's basketball team in a big scare, especially heading into halftime. They were down by 14 at halftime, which was really interesting. I was not expecting that. I was expecting the Team USA to be a lot more energetic, a lot more urgent. But even though they got the W, I thought that this whole game was a wake-up call to Team USA, and they needed to definitely make some serious changes heading into, as they go on in this tournament. So let's look at some of the stats. So LeBron James, he was a leading scorer. He had 25 points, including the game-winning layup in order to seal it with 8 seconds left in the game. That was a big deal. LeBron down the stretch did a phenomenal job. But, of course, with the ball in his hands, him being a team captain, he got the job done for Team USA. Sudan in the whole game led as many as 16 points, and they are the youngest team playing in the international tournament right now. So this team was young. They knew what to do. They were very well coached, but just the veteranism of LeBron James and this USA men's basketball team as a unit came together and did what they needed to do. So I was really excited about that and looking forward to it was just announced this morning that LeBron James will be the first ever USA basketball player to hoist the flag heading into the game. So this is really exciting. For Team USA, I will love Steve Kerr. This was a scare. They needed to make sure that they are prepared for the next games to come, because there's a lot of teams that are catching up. And then this is what we're looking at as far as the totality. We're seeing that overseas basketball is starting to become a very big trend and starting to become more of a problem for the USA. You look at a lot of our top players in the league today, a lot of them are foreign players. You look at Nikola Jokic, you look at Luka Doncic, you look at a lot of guys, Giannis, Victor Wembanyama, all these guys are starting to, show themselves, and they're starting to be very, very scary far as how they play, how they're studying the game. And on top of that, overseas, they play with a lot of the same players they grew up playing, and it was so hard and physical to where now they're coming into our league and they're doing what they need to do in order to be successful. And I would love to see how we match up, with a lot of these teams, because it's going to be tough. And a lot of these teams it's not the same when the Dream Team was playing or the Redeem Team was playing. These are tough basketball players, and they have watched and studied USA men's basketball for years now. And now I do think the other countries are catching up. You see it again with all the players we have in the league today. The teams are catching up. So we need to make sure that we are prepared. And I was asked a very interesting question last week on Miguel. Shout out to Miguel, the MMM Journal. I was on his show last week, and he asked me, is this the best USA men's basketball team? And no. Now, talent-wise, you look at all the talent on the team. There's a lot of great talent. You got Anthony Edwards, young talent, Tatum. You have, of course, LeBron, Curry, Durant, Booker. A lot of guys are on this team. Embiid, AD, Anthony Davis, he's on this team. So this team is a very well-stacked team. You know, of Coach Kerr coaching the team. He's a champion himself playing basketball and as a head coach. So you have a unit, but that dream team with Michael, everyone played their role. You know, I was having that conversation with my dad as well. Everyone played their role when the dream team played. Everyone was in their spots. You weren't trying to mix and match and do different things. Everyone played their spot and they did what needed to be done. Then you look at the Redeem team as well. The Redeem team came back and did what they needed to do to make sure that put the USA's team back on the map and make sure that, you know, they can win. And then, of course, we look at what Kobe was able to do with the Redeem team. That's why I look at the Redeem team so highly. And, of course, the Dream team. But the Redeem team, how Kobe put that together, how he carried himself, how he showed up as a leader. You know, again, that story of him putting up shots at 4 a.m., everybody knew he was different. Everyone knew that Kobe had that different gene in him, and he was highly prepared and really ready to win. And that's how they ended up winning in that year. And I'm just, you know, and I look at this team now, of course, the competition level is a lot better compared to what they were facing these, you know, the past few years. Now we're seeing that the other teams are starting to catch up with Team USA. And I believe Team USA, I believe they can win it, but they need to be a lot more prepared. They need to make sure that they are really well-rounded. And I did not think that they came prepared against Sudan. And for Sudan, a young team that, you know, this is the first time in the tournament and they're just getting, you know, getting started. This is a big deal. You're facing some of the best basketball players in the world in Team USA, and you held them, you held them pretty much the whole game. You know, of course, down the stretch, you have the experience of LeBron James and Steph Curry and guys like that down the stretch, and they were able to capitalize off of that. So that was really awesome to see. But for Sudan, shout out to them for a young team like you to continue, you know, to make it a scare like that and keep it a close game, and potentially had the chance to win the game. That's what was scary, but they end up missing the floater and different things like that. So shout out to Sudan. But for Team USA, I look forward to them picking it up. I think they're going to pick it up. I think Steve Kerr, they're going to all get together. LeBron James and a lot of the players said they were happy. This was a wake-up call for them. They were happy that they were able to, you know, get this challenge and say, oh, wait, hold on. We need to make sure that we get it together for sure. So we do have a comment. It says, what people forget to know is these teams around the world are not the same, as it used to be in the 70th and 80th when the Sucks Dream Team was beating these teams. Now it's different. USA overlooked them, and 100% they did. And we can't do that. And that's why I'm glad that this was a wake-up call and they were able to bounce back in the game and win this game, because this is not the same. And it's not the same as USA just steamrolling through the tournament like this anymore, because these teams have studied. These teams are getting better. Like I said, again, a lot of our top players right now in the NBA are foreign players. They played overseas. You have a lot of our guys going overseas to play. You know, you saw Patrick Beverly. He just signed overseas and different things like that. There's a lot of guys. Lance Stevenson was over there too. So a lot of our guys are going overseas, and a lot of guys are coming over into our league in the NBA and infiltrating it and doing very well at it. So this is not the same. And I do think that the USA men's basketball team, they need to, you know, be competitive. They need to be a lot more prepared and stop overlooking teams. Even the teams that aren't expected to do as well, don't overlook them. They're always wanted. There's always going to be a target on the USA's back, you know, far as, you know, they've been dominating for years. They've been, you know, you look at LeBron, you look at the guys, you know, mimicking LeBron, you know, they want to beat them. So I think that every night the team needs to be prepared. They need to be on their best behavior and their best game in order to win. So hopefully they keep it up. That was a scare, but I do think I love what I saw down the stretch from the veterans. LeBron doing what he needed to do, Curry, a lot of the guys, AD, everyone did what they needed to do down the stretch to make sure they did not, you know, get upset early in this tournament. So that wraps up the show. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you all for your viewership. I'm very grateful for this. Make sure to tune in today at noon. I'm going to be talking about a lot more topics on my show, on my platform called Jazz on Sports. We're going to be talking about more of USA versus Sudan. We're going to be talking about Bronny James picking it up the last 2 games of his summer league, career. 3, we're going to be talking about the WNBA All-Star game because I'm really excited to talk about that and how great that was. And I'm talking about Brandon Ayuk requesting a trade from the 49ers and what teams to look out for that may possibly make a bid for him. That wraps up the show. See you guys next week for more. We're going to be talking about a lot more basketball, a lot more sports coming up. And, of course, training camp is here. Football is coming, and I'm really excited about it. College football, the game is out. It looks phenomenal. So we're going to be talking a lot about stuff. Thank you all. See you guys next time.